to the goofball army out there. Hi, the families. Tell them to get to the next room. Tell them to go to your neighbors because we got goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, the New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by...
me, Rob. And hey, it's Wednesday, our third show of the week.
Yeah, it feels weird. Who knows? We might end up doing one again. I don't know. Friday. We're scheduled to do one tomorrow. That would be normal. It just feels a little weird here, guys. But the news just keeps on coming and coming and coming because Giants fans, this is already one of the strangest coaching cycles we've ever seen. Reports are flying in opposite directions. Insiders are contradicting each other in real time. And at the center of all, John Harbaugh.
The Giants.
Yep. Because tonight we're breaking down what we actually know, what we don't know, and why the Giants may be closer to a franchise-altering hire than people realize. So, listen, news has been coming in all day today, guys. All day on Harbaugh. And we haven't been sharing it out because, quite frankly, there's, like I said, there's contradictions. So, the first one I saw this morning was the Giants Insider, of course, podcast / newsletter / credentialed media, also with the Giants as well, reported that he was coming in, John Harbaugh, on Thursday. Ian O'Connor then comes in and says it's set for next week. One of these things can't be right.
Yeah.
Can't be
Did
both.
you say next Thursday?
And this is what's going to happen. I'm just telling you guys just like it is. There's no way he's coming in this week. He's going to wait to see what happens this weekend with these games.
Which makes the most sense. Like
it does. And listen, again, guys, we are Giants fans first and foremost. But we're also going to tell you the legit news. And the legit news is if you think he wouldn't prefer the Bills to the Packers, you're crazy.
Yeah,
be very frank. It's a better situation for him to go into, especially at 63 years of age, and maybe got 5-6 years left probably before he wants to retire. Not to put a timeline on it. I mean, it's his job to figure that part of it out, but
yeah, he walks out of the line. You have security with the Giants. Like you want continuity, you bring in the guy that literally has stable continuity, not the guy that has 17 different places that he worked in 15 years.
Yeah.
So
now
continuity right there. Now, does he go and win a Super Bowl right away? Probably not, but he wins playoff game, looks good. But
yep.
If he goes in and goes to the Bills and goes to the playoffs and doesn't win a game, he's automatically kind of right back on the hot seat. Same thing with Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he has a chance to win another Super Bowl, and I think he's probably understands that going to a place you have a chance to win the Super Bowl means that you get to cement your legacy as a Hall of Fame coach. Like if let's say hypothetically he goes to Buffalo, okay, goes there for 3 years, wins just one Super Bowl.
That'd be a legend, Buffalo.
He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. 2 different teams. The only one to win with the Bills. He's a Hall of Famer. That's where he goes into. So, like I said, to me, that's where I think that's going. But we'll find out. Again, forced reports were 7 teams that reached out to Harbaugh, and there are 6 teams that have openings that are not named the Ravens. Obviously, again, the Ravens are not contacting John Harbaugh. No. A weird twist of fate. According to the Giants Insider, again, The Dolphins are said to be the 7th pick. 7th team, sorry. Now, Gary Myers upped it to saying 9 teams have contacted John Harbaugh. And honestly, in my head, I was thinking immediately the Bucs. The Bucs got to be into it because they've been talking in Tampa Bay about do they keep him, do they not keep him? They hadn't made the official, word yet. It did come out today, though, that the Bucs have said they are keeping Todd Bowles. Now, that doesn't take them out of the running. It could have been they were told he's not interested. And they're like, okay, well, I guess we're not going that route then. We're keeping Todd Bowles. Like, we don't know.
Figuring him right out of there.
It's a logical thing in my eyes to think that the Bucs were one of those teams, though. Just based on what I know, again, living here and knowing the issues. Again, they started off hot. They fell flat in their face. Didn't even get in the playoffs, which ironically is almost similar to the Ravens, except reverse. They started off cold, then got hot, but quite didn't.
So let's do this quick drill. Right?
Okay.
There's 32 teams, right?
Okay.
9 teams is just shy of 30%. Yeah, probably 30%, right? So the Ravens aren't going to hire him. The Chiefs aren't going to hire him. Packers, that's a maybe bucket.
Yeah.
Right? The Eagles, they're not going to hire him. They got the guy. Steelers, they're
Well,
probably
actually, no. The Eagles, there's a rumor that if the Eagles lose, they would consider changing Sirianni out for Harbaugh. There is that rumors. Now, again, rumors.
It's rumors.
Who knows where it's coming from? Who knows how valid it is? Also, on top of that, they kind of won a Super Bowl last year. You're going to get rid of them that quickly?
Yeah. And he's also taking to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, come on.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case, but
no,
they're not happy with what's going on with that team right now. So,
yeah. Steelers.
If they fired Tomlin or Tomlin leaves, that's possible. I don't think it's possible,
but
I don't think Harbaugh would do that to Ravens fans.
And also, I think Tomlin, by winning that playoff game, gave himself another year.
Well, he hasn't won a playoff game yet. That was a play to get into the playoff game.
Sorry. Yes, correct.
But again, he might not want in. We don't know that part. We don't know.
Right. We know the Cards are in. Bills, that's a possibility. Titans is one of the teams. Bears, no.
I don't think there's a chance in hell he wants to go to the Titans, to be very frank with you.
No, but that's one of the teams that are interested in him.
So I can tell you for sure the Falcons are interested. I can tell you for sure the Browns are interested. I can tell you for sure the Raiders are interested in. That's all. That's all.
The Bengals?
Listen, if you were the Bengals, you would probably have to make that call because there was talk about whether to keep Zach Taylor or not. But here's the problem. Like Jay always jokes around how cheap we are. You think
it works.
The Bengals, whew, God damn, the Bengals pay coaches pay them to coach.
Almost, yeah.
It's bad. I mean, they literally talk about how like the Bengals will charge you for a Gatorade as a player if you leave with the drink.
That's so crazy.
That's just what it is. So yeah, I don't think the Bengals are that club that is going to be.
Texans, no. Look where they're at now. Colts, probably not.
No.
They basically moved. Jaguars, no. Yep. Dolphins, you just say yes.
Yeah.
Panthers.
Are you writing this down, by the way? We're just going through random teams right now.
Pretty much. So Saints, I don't think they're going to go after them. Like after,
I think the Saints are pretty happy with what they got the first year. Out of Kellen.
What's his nuts? Yes,
Kellen Moore. I don't know why I was like brain farting there, but Kellen. Yeah, but I think they're pretty happy with it. I mean, you got all the 6 openings, obviously, that we know that are there. We know that already. We supposedly know, at least from one report, it's the Dolphins. I still think the Bucs are one of the teams that contacted them. I still think that. And that leaves one more team left.
You have to think so, because the teams we're looking at, like left on this list here, you got the Vikings, no. Giants, yes. Raiders, yes. Chargers, no. Broncos, no. Seahawks, no. Cowboys, Browns, yes. Commanders,
No, but here's my thing. If you're the Bills, let's say hypothetically, because that's what I'm wondering if it's team number 9, actually. if you're the Bills and you have a coach, you've been stagnant, you haven't gone anywhere deep in the playoffs in your mind in the last couple of years compared to where you should be, because you haven't gotten the Super Bowl, you haven't gotten to the AFC Championship. Why not make the call? Say, listen, hey, I don't know where you're at. This is where we're at. And if things don't go right this weekend, we might be making a call to you.
What do you think?
Now, again, Packers could do the same damn thing too. We heard all year long about the Packers and hearing that, there's issues with, Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur and their relationship and everything. So again, there's plenty of options.
We have options.
Yeah. Definitely plenty of options there. Now, Connor Hughes, friend of the show, has said the Giants are all in 100% on John Harbaugh. Like, he is their guy. It sounds like from everything that I'm hearing from multiple people, they don't want to make a move until they hear no from him. It's going to be basically wait for John until he tells you no, or hire him. That's what I feel like. Judy Batista of NFL Network said, I think John Harbaugh ends up as the next coach of the New York Giants. It's just too perfect of a fit. It works. I want to see it happen. And I was so there with her until she said, I want to see it happen. Way to ruin any validity of that quote. It just sounds like a wish and a prayer at that point, which, let's be honest, any Giant fan right now is doing. We'll have to see what happens here. Now, Gary Myers on X said today, he said, John Harbaugh has not yet set up a meeting with the Giants, ... or anyone else. So he's validifying the fact that Giants Insider was maybe got some wrong. I won't say they're wrong. They got some wrong information. I'll put it that way. I don't think they'd put it out there unless they legit thought that. He says, I'm told his camp has been inundated with interest from the teams, from the 6 teams, not counting the Ravens, looking for a coach, and 3 teams that presently have a coach. They are sorting things out. Harbaugh has genuine interest in the Giants, and there is no reason to believe the retention of GM Joe Schoen will have any impediment to an agreement. I never seen a coach in such demand. Shane's drafting of Jackson Dart at the urging of Brian Dable and his promising rookie year makes this job very attractive. And although the Giants have been awful except for 2 playoff seasons since winning their 4th Super Bowl in 2011, let's face it, it's still the Giants, one of the cornerstone franchises of the league. Then he goes on later on to say, take a deep breath, Giant fans. John Harbaugh will not be doing any interviews until next week. So, yeah, it sounds like this is going to drag out a little bit. Now, recently, and it's not even in my show notes here because it came out just so recent, actually, Ian O'Connor came out and said, as John Harbaugh decompresses and prepares for his Giants meeting next week, it's clear the Giants' prep work on Harbaugh before he was fired put them in good position. They pounced immediately and made an impression. Now comes the hard part. Giants need to ace that face-to-face. That, I got to say, my favorite quote that I've seen anybody in the media give in this whole scenario. The Giants did the homework ahead of time and impressed them. That's like the Giants did something right. When's the last time you heard that?
Say what?
Say what?
Uh-huh.
That's not normal, guys. That's not the Giants usually. Giants did something right, apparently. They did the prep work on Harbaugh. We talked about this, guys. We talked about this before the matchup with the Steelers. We said the rumor is that of the 2, Harbaugh is on that hot seat much more than Tomlin. So if they're hearing they did the work ahead of time like they should have, they pounced pretty quickly and made a good impression, that's good. That doesn't mean anything, don't get me wrong. It's absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, except they did something right.
Which is nice as a Giants fan to see the organization actually kind of make a correct decision.
You can make the best first impression ever and still F it up.
You can. Sometimes you can F up your first impression and ace the landing.
Damn straight. That was my specialty.
It doesn't smell like chloroform.
Oh my God. Don't do that. That line, I did not use the bar too often.
Too often.
Excuse me, this smells like chloroform. But yeah, like
Also,
I
the
said,
whistles are going off.
like I said, I think that things are progressing well in the John Harbaugh area. But again, Giants fans have to recognize we're the top place right now. That can all change this weekend. That's it. And we don't know what's going to happen. Unfortunately, he holds the cards. And he doesn't have to make a quick, move there. Doesn't have to at all. And in the meantime, all we can do is set up interviews, conduct interviews. I'll tell you this, we better have the Rooney Rule figured out this week then. Like you better be going in and interviewing 2 minority candidates. And I'll even throw this into the mix. Interview 2 that you think might be good coordinators with John Harbaugh. That might be available and walking the streets right now.
I think that's the move right there.
Because there's an option right there. There's an option. So, we'll see what happens there, but that's what I would think would make sense. Go ahead and get those kind of guys in there. Get guys in the building that are walking the streets and are available for a job. And even if not, because some of them, we're going to talk about one here shortly, that I think would be a great linebackers coach. And he's a former head coach of the Raiders. I should tell you who it is right there.
Yeah.
Let's get into the rest of the news, though, with the Giants, though. Because there's other moves going on, too, as well as movers or shakers. There's all kinds of things here going on. So, reminder, tomorrow, Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator of the Broncos, is coming in for his interview. So we have that one going on. Kevin Stefanski, we talked about it yesterday. It was a rumor that the Giants were out to dinner with somebody last night. It was confirmed to be Kevin Stefanski, who was in New York, I guess New Jersey, technically, for an interview with the Giants brass there. So that has been completed today. Mike Kafka also completed his interview with the New York Giants. So they're starting to get some done. They got a couple interviews here. None that meet the Rooney Rule, but they're getting to that. Mike McCarthy officially has scheduled an interview with the Giants next week. So that's also set up. Antonio Pierce and Raheem Morris. So the Antonio Pierce, of course, obviously former Giants linebacker, former Raiders head coach for a very short time period. I only say that to point out the truth of the matter. Raheem Morris, obviously just fired by the Falcons and has had a couple of stops there and a good defensive guy. But those two are scheduled to come in. Now, again, those two I haven't heard a date on. But if they're coming in this week, either one of them, Vance Joseph is coming in tomorrow, either one of those two come in, you've met the Rooney Rule. I hate that we have to talk about that, but it's the truth of the matter. We have to have that discussion here. So, like I said, to me, Antonio Pierce would make a hell of a linebackers coach. I wouldn't want him as a head coach. I would not want him as a defensive coordinator either. He's not qualified for either one yet. You saw why he left the Raiders so quickly.
He's a leader of men, but
yeah,
he's not experienced to lead the men fully. He's a very motivational leader, especially a former Giant. Like, hell yeah.
100%. And we're going to get to some of the more comments here, but I did want to put up here. Dane the Beautiful Monster says, first time viewer here. Cool show, fellas. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Dane.
Yeah, thanks, Dane. There's a couple new commenters in there. Thanks, guys.
But I missed a couple too. So it's all the regulars. Feel free to scroll through and put it up if I'm missing somebody. But like I said, Antonio Pierce to me would be a great linebackers coach. That's Mac the Giants fan.
Yeah, I realized that. Okay. Sorry, Mac.
Not that he's done. I would throw off. That's just Mac the Giants fan.
Just Mac.
Just
What up,
Mac.
Mac?
Again, Antonio Pierce would make a hell of a linebackers coach. He's not ready for anything else beyond that, in my personal opinion. I know some people were, oh, he might be a great head coach. I don't no. Oh, there we go. We got another one here. Wild Shots. This is my first time watching too. Appreciate it. And make sure you guys all hit that subscribe button while you're in here as well, too, because we'll be keeping you guys up to date with everything going on in the offseason. But again, Antonio Pierce, great as a linebackers coach. That's the extent to where I put him. Now, Raheem Morris, he's got an actual, time frame of being a legit good defensive coordinator. In fact, the last time he was defensive coordinator was with the Rams. And what did he do? He won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, pretty darn good job.
Yeah. So he's somebody that, again, I like those moves for those reasons. You're getting yourself into having conversations with people that you might be looking at later on. I don't think either one of them are a legit head coach candidate. If you're telling me right now, let's say it comes out, and all of a sudden the news comes, breaking news, Giants are signing Antonio Pierce to be the head coach. I'm going to flip my shit like you wouldn't believe in the show, guys. Just fair warning. I will be flipping out. I will be belligerently drunk. And Jay says he's going to be a linebackers coach, dude. LOL. Why? What did he do this year? Again, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to be legit about it. He only got the job with the Raiders because Max Crosby flipped out. He didn't even have a job this year. So I'm just saying, people have this, and it's only Giants fans, by the way, guys. It's only Giants fans that have this pedestal for Antonio Pierce. And again, I'm not even saying this to be a jerk about it. I have no beef with Antonio Pierce. I think if you want to hire him. Hire him for a position he's qualified for. He's qualified for linebackers coach. He is not qualified to be a defensive coordinator. He is not qualified to be a head coach. Sorry, he's not.
Yeah, Mac.
Time.
Not coming there talking about the three wise men. I mean, that's set up for
that. Listen, that would be interesting. I don't know the relationship those two have with Harbaugh. That's a thing. And unfortunately, listen, coaching circles are small. So everybody knows everybody. But we don't know full on. And I can tell you this, that they've already said that that Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator for the Ravens, the one the Ravens wanted him to fire, by the way, and he wouldn't do it, and that's part of why he left Baltimore. They said he's not a guarantee to come with them. So we'll have to see what happens there. That's getting far down the line here.
As I say, let's go down the rabbit hole.
Let's get the head coach part first. But now, other news outside of the Giants here. Raheem Morris, we talked about him coming in with the Giants here, is also be meeting with the Arizona Cardinals about their head coach position. Also, news is coming out from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler saying that if Mike Tomlin leaves the Steelers, whether it's his choice, their choice, mutual, whatever the hell it may be, because let's be honest, it'll probably be mutual, that he has a standing offer for a network gig and would likely do that and take a year off.
I can see that.
You know what? Do what's in your heart, man. That's what I always tell these. Not that any of them actually would listen to my advice, but that's my advice to people in general. You got the money. You're set. You don't got to go ahead and take on that stress. People don't realize how stressful a job being a head coach in the NFL is. You are nonstop. Yeah. And he's been nonstop now for almost 20 years in Pittsburgh. And
if you look at Harbaugh the past 2 or 3 seasons, you can just see he's run down. He just looks out of it. And how he used to be more creative, more talkative in some conferences. Now he's oh yeah, we got 8 wins. Whatever. What do you want me to say? I can see he's probably a little burnt out. And all I say because I have a friend that is a Steelers fan, so sometimes I do watch games with him. But yeah, he just looks toast. So yeah, if he takes a year off and comes back.
And yeah, great for him. Do what's right for you, man. Don't do what's right for the Giants specifically. Do what's right for you. Because It's all of us. That's every job is the same exact way. If they were to let you go, they'd replace you in a heartbeat. So, like I said, I think you got to take care of yourself. You know, the mental, emotional stress part of that job is never not talked about enough. Like I said, literally they are nonstop. Ravens. Let's talk about the opposite end of the John Harbaugh situation. Ravens have officially requested interviews with Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, who I think somebody in the chat, I thought I saw the name pop up as being interesting to see if we can steal him from the Dolphins. But he might get a head coaching job. He's had a couple of interviews now he's been scheduled for. Also, Seahawks offensive coordinator Quinn Kubiak has been requested for an interview with the Ravens as well.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah. I really think Anthony Weaver is an interesting one for that because, again, he came from the Ravens. They need to bring back that aggressive defense. They didn't have it the last couple of years as much. I think that's who's going to get the job, to be very honest with you guys.
Weaver?
What was that? Weaver? Yeah, I think so. Because again, he's got that Ravens connection. He knows the people in the building. You know, and he's been a damn good coordinator for the Dolphins. It's funny. You don't think of the Dolphins as the defense.
No, I would say that since week 6, that their defense, actually probably week 4 this year, their defense is what kept them in the games.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to look it up real quick to see. I didn't plan on doing this necessarily, but okay, here we go. So they were giving up, let's see here, 24.9 points per game, actually, which is not that great, actually. But down towards the stretch is when they got good. Let me see if I can find that for you guys. Dolphins. Let me do it this way. Dolphins schedule. See what because down the stretch is when they're much better. And unfortunately, all I'm getting is for the season. They weren't, you know, they weren't necessarily doing good at that time period. So let's see. Okay, here we go. Gave up 38 points to the Patriots. Obviously, that was the Patriots. That is what it is. Gave up 17 to the Bucks. That's a good defensive outing. Gave up 45 to the Bengals. That's not so good. Gave up 28.
When they play the Bucks,
right about average. 10
when
points.
They play the Bucks.
What?
When did they play the Bucks?
Second to last week. I'm going to go in reverse order.
Okay, that's really not like, yeah, the Bucks already fell apart at that point. But
yeah, but still 17 points. That's a good outcome. You know, 10 points to the Jets, 17 points to the Saints, 13 points to the Commanders, 13 points to the Bills. So yeah, down the stretch they were much better. Again, you can talk about the schedule. It's not exactly the powerhouse offenses, but like I said, down the stretch, that's what made that comeback happen. Was the defense was doing its thing, except for the Patriots game and the Bengals game. Otherwise, they were doing their thing.
Well, the Bills game was very impressive because that defense is that 13 doesn't show the score because they picked off, they beat up on Josh Allen the whole game, and those were great out. And it's not only did they stop the receivers, they stopped Josh Allen, who's a guy that could put Superman's keep on and win some games for the AFC.
Yeah. I got to stop the presses here. Jay says, I heard a content creator say McCarthy, Kubiak OC, Chula DC. Who the hell said that? Oh my gosh. This is part of the beautiful thing about content creation is anyone can do one now. Not all of them are ones you should listen to. Whoever said that doesn't obviously understand football in general. Anyway, I don't usually talk about offensive line coaches, but we're going to bring this one up. The Commanders fired their offensive line coach today, Bobby Johnson, of course, the prior offensive line coach to the Giants before we went ahead and got a real one in Brasillo. So he's now out of a job 2 of the last 3 years. Remember last year, people were like, "Oh, look, Bobby Johnson's doing a great job with the Commanders." It wasn't stable. It was Shane. It was this. It was that. And we're like, "Nope, he's a crappy coach." Watch.
Yeah. So what he was there for 10 years as the Giants O-line coach?
2 years.
What?
10
years. No, I'm saying as the Giants. It felt like
2
forever.
years. He was with Dable the first 2 years.
Well, I'm saying overall, that's it.
No, he was with Dable in Buffalo before that. He was assistant offensive
That's
line.
right. That's right. Yeah, you're right.
So, like I said, it's just they fired him, and apparently it's all kinds of chaos going on right now in Washington, which is par for the course usually with the Washington football team, Commanders, Redskins, whatever the hell you want to call them. But since this new ownership and this new group came around, it's been different. And the vibe has been like, that was the old Washington. This is the new Washington. Well, now the rumor is that the Commanders front office has meddled a ton with Quinn's coaching staff, including they were the ones saying that they had to let go of his OC, Cliff Kingsbury, and with their defensive coordinator early this week. So there's all kinds of meddling going on, apparently. Now, the Commanders have also requested to interview former Giants defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. So, people love Patrick Graham. Are you kidding me? Wow, he's being mean today.
I am.
Now the Browns, on their part, are doing interviews with their coordinators. So they fire Kevin Stefanski, and they're interviewing his offensive coordinator Tommy Rees and defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz. I don't understand. I feel like something happened behind the scenes, and I don't know if there was a blow up or what the deal is. Because you notice, like, the second Stefanski got fired, the report came out that he did not want to go ahead and get why am I drawing another blank again? I swear I need like a nap today. Sean Watson from the Texans there, that he was adamant against it.
It seemed like he was right.
No, but what I'm saying is you don't get a leak like that unless it's leaked by somebody on purpose. And who would benefit from that leaking on purpose? Stefanski. He's the only one. He's the only one. So it's interesting that you got that leak 5 minutes after Stefanski gets fired by the Browns, basically. And then there's also rumors that he didn't want Shedeur Sanders, that he wanted just Dylan Gabriel. Then there's the fact that once he's fired, the Browns are literally interviewing both of his coordinators. There's some drama there. I'd love to be the fly in the wall for these conversations of how things left with Cleveland. And beyond regular Cleveland drama. And I'll tell you this, that to me goes in the negative column on Stefanski. Right or wrong, it's more of a, I don't know. Was he part of the drama? Was he just like, I'm out. This is too much drama for me. I don't know.
Or he just might have said, enough of this bullshit. I'm out.
That's what I'm saying. He might have. He might have just packed up his toys and left, and I got no beef with that at that point. You know, you don't get a lot of options to be a head coach.
You guys, I'm going home.
Exactly. Don't waste your time with BS. So we'll see. Let's see. Matt Nagy also interviewing with the Raiders and the Cardinals about their head coaching positions. And what I can't believe is this is the year Matt Nagy is going to get a second shot potentially. Was the offense especially good for the Chiefs? Yeah.
Arguably the worst year they've had in a decade?
Yeah. Weird. But again, I think for a team that's not, I'm trying to put the way to word this correctly, because again, I know we're the Giants. We sucked the last 10 years basically. There's teams that don't have quite the same push that we do. Because we're the Giants, because we're a cornerstone franchise that's won 4 Super Bowls, been around for 100+ years, that has, I know people don't like the ownership group at times, but the ownership group is a very respected family in NFL history. We can demand a little more at times than other teams can. Like, I put it this way. If you were, let's say the Cardinals, because the Cardinals are one of the two teams. If you were the Cardinals, do you think you can put the same demands in that the Giants have? If you have the same
No.
clout in the NFL the Giants have. And that's where I'm saying I can kind of see it for the Cardinals to a certain degree. But it just seems a little weird to me. And I think, honestly, I don't think he's the worst guy to go ahead and give a second shot to. I think he needs the right offensive mind to take over the offense, which is weird to say because he's an offensive coordinator. Everything you heard negative about him in Chicago is how he ran the offense, not how he ran the team as a whole. So, like I said, a bit weird to say that about an offensive coach. But I think if he got the right offensive mind to take over the offense, let him CEO style it, I think he actually could be a decent head coach. Not a great one, but a decent one potentially. Another former Giant in the news. The Raiders are set to interview former Giants quarterback and current Broncos quarterback coach Davis Webb about their head coaching position.
You stay away from our Webb.
Listen, I would love Webb to come here as an OC. I would absolutely freaking love it. I'd be very, very happy. And again, when we talk about this, it depends. Let's get the head coaching stuff done beforehand. But if he doesn't get a job, which he probably won't, it's the first time you're even ever hearing about him interviewing for a head coaching job. I don't think he did any last year, even though he, again, did a great job last year as well, Bo Nix. He's a guy that if you're looking for a guy to be your OC, he'd be a good guy to look at later on.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's go through the comments real quick with you guys here. So if you got anything else, let's go through. We're going to try to skip through these real quick. Again, we did an episode yesterday that was kind of a bonus episode, so we weren't planning on doing like a 5-hour thing today. But I want to get to you guys' comments. We got a lot of new people, a lot of comments in here. So Jason's wait, is this the 1 minute warning yet? You got the 1 minute warning. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Good evening, Anthony. Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Hey, there's Jay with it's gonna get crazy. Give him a crazy, Rob.
It's gonna get crazy. So Andy's metal band right there. Hair metal.
Anthony says we're gonna F around and hire McCarthy. I still don't think McCarthy's a bad hire. I'm sorry, I don't.
Listen, if you have the opportunity to get like a Harbaugh or a Tomlin, so to say, to come out of the plate, or Green Bay's goes Flores, or you go ahead and goes to the Bills and get one of those 4 head coaches to have the opportunity to come over here, and we don't get any of those, then we fucked around and found out and got McCarthy. So I agree with that statement.
No, listen, he's not my top name. I'm just saying I'm not pissed if they get McCarthy. I'm pissed if they get Antonio Pierce. I'm not pissed if they go ahead and get Mike McCarthy.
I'll be like Marshawn Lynch. Don't allow this podcast. I'm going to see her for the concept.
I would be happy. It's an adult in the room. It's a guy who succeeded at 2 different places. He has a Super Bowl ring.
I'm talking about McCarthy. I'm talking about like AP.
I will not be Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
I'll be flipping out like you wouldn't believe. I'm telling you right now, like it would not be pretty. It would not be pretty. Deb says, my thoughts that Harbaugh is not going to want to come here, not going to be Giants' fault, too much instability in the front office. I think he's got full abilities to do whatever he wants if he comes here.
I think he's got such tenure and such respect in the league and such a history where he's almost able to demand what he wants.
Yep. And I think the Giants will give it to him. I think they recognize it. I really do. And I think that Joe Shane even is going to have to take a back seat to him if he comes here. Like Joe Shane made some of the moves as far as like, figuring out how to go ahead and like do some of the roster moves that we complained about, not having like little Jordan Humphrey against the Saints and stuff like that. Nope, that would not be on him anymore. Harbaugh would make those calls probably.
Yes.
And you know what? Quite frankly, he needs somebody to take that job, that part of the job from him. So, Jay says, I still haven't seen Rob sell something so hard since the Shark Ninja vacuum was first released.
It'll also make your coffee as well. Listen,
blessed day.
You want to make sure you're cleaning all day. You get the Shark Ninja vacuum because not only will it suck up everything on your floor, but it'll also make you an espresso at the same time.
There you go.
With its own K cup.
He also says, Deb, I feel like Harbaugh's been around long enough. He has a guy to bring with him, and the Giants would rather keep Shane. And that, honestly, again, I think if he wants Shane gone, Shane's gone. And what's funny is I keep seeing speculation because he actually lives on the same street as the Ravens GM. And people are taking that as if, like, he gets along with LGMs and he'd be great with any GM, and that won't be a problem because of that. I don't understand how him living on the same street as the current GM of the Ravens means he likes Joe Shane. Because that's what I keep on seeing people quoting. Like, all it means is he's probably somewhat easy to get along with. Harbaugh.
Also, you're in Baltimore. There's not really that many nice streets out. So maybe he really liked the house.
Are you saying what I think you're saying? Because I seem to remember you and I stumbling around about 2:30 in the morning looking for alcohol in not good neighborhoods, and no one messed with us. No one did. They probably should have. We would be the easy targets, but we're drunk off our butts in freaking full suits. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
These guys are idiots, or they just came from weddings.
We're just stumbling around. Where's it out? Where's the liquor store?
Or doing like 20 miles an hour on a scooter.
Oh my god, that was later on. That was later on. That was a different day. It was same trip, different day.
Yeah. It was early in the trip.
Deb says, not talking about GM specifically as much as ownership. Okay, I misunderstood what she meant there, but I don't know. I still think people in NFL circles really do have a fond feeling for the Mara family because of what they mean to the NFL. You know, and keep in mind, people in the NFL are going to act differently because of people outside the NFL. Because people in the NFL are like, well, yeah, the Giants suck right now, but no team stays up forever. They got 4 rings. They've been good for most people that are basically alive right now and not too old to forget the bad days. You know, like, not trying to be rude about it, but when's the last time we went so long without a championship was the 70s and early 80s. You're talking 40 some odd years ago. So to really understand that, you got to be in like your 60s. And even then, you only saw the tail end of it, really. You know?
I am my father's son. Damn it.
But I was saying, like, that's the difference. So most people think of the Giants like you and I, like, we're not exactly young people. Like, let's be honest.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
You know, I mean, once you got that 4 in the first digit at that point, you're not considered young anymore. You're not quite middle age, but you're not young. So, you know, we don't remember the Giants sucking like they sucked when the NFL supposedly forced George Young and the Giants and all that. Most of these coaches didn't really deal with it either. They think of the Giants like the people that dealt with it, like us in our generation. We're a team that won a lot of championships. We just suck right now. So, Jay says, or basically Shane would be a GM as in the scout, but Harbaugh would be CEO, basically GM full autonomy. Again, sign it off, give it to him. That's what he wants. I have no problem with that. He says, plus, keep in mind, Giants have to pay him $20 million. Again, done.
If you want 25, give him an open checkbook. That should be the start of the meeting. Hey, would you like a coffee, martini, open check? What do you want? Let's start talking.
Yep. And Deb says, I don't see this happening, Cy. Again, I honestly, I'm not going to say it's going to happen. But if you ask me right now, who's the coach week 1, it's Harbaugh.
It better be.
That if I had to place a bet and had to put money on it right now, that's who I'm betting. Harbaugh. So Jay says, I guess we'll find how much ownership wants to win this very soon. Yep. Let's see here. Anthony says, we're gonna have to see him in Dallas or Philly. Oh God, no. You're talking, I hope you're not talking about Harbaugh. That'd be like the worst nightmare. We're thinking we're gonna get Harbaugh. And then all of a sudden he ends up going to Dallas or Eagles. I'd be flipping out like you wouldn't believe.
If he goes to Dallas and we get McCarthy, I would literally start vomiting on the show.
Now, I try to subscribe to the theory of screw them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what goes on there. I care what happens here. And honestly, again, if we got McCarthy, I'm not pissed. I'm probably one of the few, but I'm not pissed. Jay says, I just think Harbaugh terms with salary and front office will end up being too rich. We'll find out. Anthony says, the Mariners have money. If they truly care about the team winning and truly care about the fan base, then they have to do it. I think, honestly, it's not whether they care about the fan base. It's whether they care about how the fan base feels about the team. You mess this higher up, and you're going to lose fans like you wouldn't believe, guys.
It's not so much what they feel about the fans, which is they have to feel about the fans because we're also the one that's going to be buying the merchandise at the end of it. And if we go into another season, getting some clown coach that we think is going to be a clown, and we're flying private planes again around the stadium, do they really think they're going to sell that many Giants hats or that many Giants jackets or jerseys this upcoming season? They can make that $20 million back real fast by hiring someone like Harbaugh because all the sales of the Jackson Darts quarterback jerseys and your Camp Scatterboo running back jerseys are going to go out the door. They make that merchandise money back real fast.
Oh, yeah. Now, ironically enough, Anthony says about, Maras have the money. And then he throws down
I was about to say.
That. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for the support as always. Timing of that. I think he planned that. He let us know. I think he planned that.
Yeah.
And we'll take it. We'll take it.
As Jay comes in with the burn real fast. Another tax write-off. Super chat from One Hill Burner's account. The T-Rex emojis.
Oh my gosh.
Jay, that's amazing.
The Giants are basically saying to the press, he's our guy, LOL. Epic fail coming soon. 1 minute warning. Yeah, I mean, that is the one bad thing about this. This is so public that the Giants want him that if the Giants don't get him, yeah, this is definitely an egg on the face situation.
You see Giants fans burning jerseys.
Yeah. And I see Anthony with the chat say, anytime, boys, and just a great coincidence. I thought he planned that. See, Jay says Todd Bowles.
We appreciate you.
I agree, Todd Bowles sucks.
Yeah.
Deb says, I don't think it's going to be a money issue. Harbaugh can go somewhere else closer to winning with no control issues, etc. And that's why he's waiting until next week. And he's smart.
Yeah.
He holds the cards. He's not wrong. Wait. I mean, listen, I shouldn't say it. Don't wait. But if I'm just as a non-Giants fan, taking that part off for a second here and saying to him honest advice, wait to find out what the best opportunity is for you. He's doing it right. And you know what? Quite frankly, I don't want him to sign on the dotted line and then find out the Bills opened up a couple days later and him regret it. I want him all in. I want this to be he comes here because this is where he wants to be.
Yeah, I want him to come in here and be like, I'm going to go there and win them the Super Bowl. That's how great of a coach I am.
Yes.
Watch me hold this beer or a 40. He's coming from Baltimore.
Watch me nay.
Yes, and whip.
Anyway, let's see here. Jay says they have the money, and us normal fans look differently than people who have been wealthy their whole life. I mean, they definitely have the money. They're fine. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
They make enough. Anthony says, Deb, I think he immediately turned the team around to be a winning team. Yes.
100%.
100% yes.
If we get Harbaugh to this team, he's going to do it favorable to the Patriots. We may not be in the spot for the number one overall NFC spot in the playoff spot, but we're going to go to the playoffs. He's going to turn this team around. We thought Brian Abel did a great job coming here in 2022, taking us to the playoffs. Watch Brian Harbaugh. Once again, hold my beer, hold my 40, whatever it is.
40. As we're doing this, by the way, just saw a tweet 3 minutes ago go out by Marshall Green, friend of the show. So the Giants are apparently listed as Vegas's favorites also to be the next head coach for the Giants there, John Harbaugh. -175. That's how big like the number is, how they think it's going to be happening there. Raiders +500, Browns +600, Falcons +800. And I got to say, out of all the teams, I would have thought Falcons number 2 right now. Cardinals plus 1,200 and Titans plus 1,200. So, yeah, like I said, everybody thinks it. There's definitely that egg in the face potential. Deb said, I hope I'm wrong.
Well, hold on real fast before we put up Jay's comment. Jay, thanks for the super chat.
Oh,
Appreciate you, man.
I didn't even see that one pop up there. Jay with the super chat. Harbaugh should wait. More teams competing for his services. Make the fans suffer.
Watch it burn.
The main reason I want him to wait is legit. I mean this, even as a Giants fan. I want him to be here. I don't want him to regret it later on.
Or you don't want him to bring here. You don't want him to come here knowing he's just coming here for the money and just not give it all, and then retire early, maybe go to a different team. Looking at you, Darren Waller. Go F yourself.
Wow.
Sorry. No feelings there. Just came out. That'll happen.
There's definitely feelings there. Listen, honestly, I don't hate Darren Waller like I used to as much. I hate his music still. Okay. But it's just absolute pure crap.
His music.
When I think about it now, more of the news came out. Like, we signed him to be a tight end, but let's be honest, he's really a slot receiver, basically what he is. And we're trying to make him play fullback and all. Of course he didn't want to be here.
Yeah, we were sold big time. That's the dude that's going to be your number one top receiver for DJ, who is his fullback.
Yeah, like that's what it is. I'm trying to figure out where we went to here. Let's see here. Here we go. This was when we're at. So, Jason, money issue replacing any employee for 4 times salary isn't easy for anybody, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not as easy, that's for sure. But in the end, the Giants recognize the fact that everything's down in sales right now for them. Again, it's a money thing. It's a business. We don't like to say it, I know, but it is a business.
Big time business.
We've seen probably, jersey sales, all these kind of things go down. You've seen even the fans aren't showing up to the games anymore. Like, it's embarrassing for them. So almost as embarrassing as my dancing. Dorothy says, can't wait to find out how the Giants mess this up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. I hate to say it, but you're probably not.
Tony Pierce comes up as head coach.
Jason Stefanski or Harbaugh would bring good coordinators, which is a bonus over these first-time jokers we usually get. Yes. I will say this, though. Beyond those two as well, I would also put Mike McCarthy, who's been in the league so long and has those partnerships. I would also throw in Brian Flores, even though, like we said, we don't think Brian Flores is coming. He hasn't even popped up on the list of interviews. But I think those guys could bring decent people with them. I do.
Yeah.
He's laughing about the Bengals comment. Deb says, lots saying Giants are going to mess this up. I still think Harbaugh will not come here for various reasons. I get it. As Jay says, no effing way, dude. He says, didn't they lock the Gatorade case after practice? I hadn't heard that part, but I've heard a little players that, because you're talking about the Bengals thing. I have really heard about players that played for the Bengals that said that literally they were charging them for Gatorade, which is insane because they went somewhere else. And the place was like, "Oh, you're thirsty," and just hand him like a case of Gatorade. It's like I almost started crying. The player said, "I forget who it was. He went to the Texans. I cannot remember for the life of me. It was a few years ago, but that just stuck with me because it's like, how cheap are you? You're $1 billion franchise. Stop. Maybe not billion, but you're still like 700-800, whatever, probably for that team.
They're in Ohio, but they got to save their money.
Insanity. Jay says they sent a player a bill to FedEx their signing bonus. Oh my god. He said Harbaugh announced no interviews until next week, so let's keep this Giants hype going for an excruciating amount of time. Well, yeah, why not? Let's do it. There's Matt, the Giants fan. What up, goofballs? What up? Deb says it's all conjecture. Exactly. What you just gotta hope is you can find out what's going on from reliable sources that actually give you right information and don't bullshit you. And like I said, I'm not blaming. Let me be very clear, because I'm not trying to knock these guys. I'm not blaming the Giants insider for what they posted this morning saying that he's coming in for an interview on Thursday, but clearly their source was wrong. And that's the thing. You got to be careful right now because everybody's got an opinion, and some people will try to form that opinion into a statement, not an opinion. If you understand what I mean, like they'll try to say, like, "Oh, this is what's going to happen," and they think it's going to happen, but they make it seem like a fact, and that's the problem.
Do that.
I'm sure the Biz was yelling at somebody after the game. The truth came out. Let's see. Jay says Packers would be nuts to dump LaFleur. I don't disagree with you. I mean, Rob, you're dating a Packers fan here. You know a lot more than I do on the Packers. What do you think of that?
Depends on what type of Pack fans you are, but LaFleur to a lot of Pack fans aren't on the hot seat, if you will. But you also have to imagine that you would have to think so if it comes out that Love and LaFleur are really having an issue. But if he's making it to the playoffs all the time, especially this young team that's got consistency to the playoffs, I wouldn't think there's an issue, at least this year. He might be on a hot seat, but like not losing his job hot seat. Like probably one more year.
Well, everything I'm hearing again is him with the whole issue with LaFleur is him and Jordan Love not getting along for whatever reason. Again, that part of it hasn't come out, but they've been kind of having issues. And the boils down to is sometimes you can change the head coach. You can't always change the quarterback because of salary cap issues and all. Plus, not to be a jerk about it, because LaFleur, I think, is a decent head coach. It's easier to replace a head coach than it is a quarterback sometimes.
Depends on the situation. Like, do you think Jordan Love's the next Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre? Do you think he's going to play there for the next 20 years? Or do you think he's going to play there for the next 5 years? And is that coaching staff going to be able to play there for the next 10 or 15 years?
The problem is on Jordan Love. Jordan Love, the jury's still out. Here's what I'm saying. Here, I'll throw this to you, though. Let's say hypothetically the Packers lose in the first round. Okay. And we'll do our picks tomorrow night, so we'll give you guys that. Let's say hypothetically that happens. They fire LaFleur. They can go ahead and give Jeff Hafley the head coaching job and not lose him. And you still have continuity. And you got rid of the guy that your quarterback didn't get along with. And there's a lot of people that like Hafley and think he's going to be a damn good head coach. Again, we've talked about it. We don't like the job he did in Boston College. We kind of question whether or not he could be a head coach. But there's people there. So,
yeah,
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I could see that scenario potentially happen is what I'm saying. What percentage, I don't know.
But you also have to work, like, I'm sure we're going to eat crow later, but like you have to wonder, like, if they had Bo Nix over there playing, do they play better? Because Jordan Love, and this is the talk we have all the time, is Jordan Love, you can pretty much tell how the Packers are going to play by that first drive and how he comes out of place. Because sometimes he comes out and you're like, wow, look at that drive. Went 50 yards, 4 plays, he's on fire. Lights out game. Sometimes they're 3 and out, and he just didn't look like he had it in him. Like, I don't know if it's a F.U. LaFleur thing and he doesn't want to produce, or
I don't think it's that. I think he probably
thinks it's an attitude
part of the problem,
or is it an attitude thing that he has that we don't know about off script? So
here, I'm going to give you a crazy scenario. Packers lose first playoff game. Steelers lose first playoff game.
Tomlin.
Okay. LaFleur gets fired. Tomlin goes to broadcasting. Jeff Hafley gets promoted to head coach. LaFleur goes to Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers gets to play with LaFleur again one more time. He comes to play next year.
Did he have problems with LaFleur too?
I mean, he said very nice things about him publicly. Who knows behind closed doors? Because who hasn't he had problems with? I'm just saying he played some of his best years with Matt LaFleur.
He did, and after not being in the playoffs for quite some time,
just saying
he would take that
crazy scenario. I'm just throwing it out there, but it's all conjecture again. Jason,
I was even talking about we talked about Harbaugh not making it there. Like I would take LaFleur. I would take The head coach from the Bills, Bill Burr.
Oh, Sean McDermott. We'll see. I mean, if he gets released, he's going to be a big time guy too. So, Jay says every fan and talking fan out there talks shit like on every couch, like there is some flawless coach out there. It gets annoying as F. Yeah, no, there's not a single guy out there, guys, who is a can't miss, impossible to fail prospect. I'll even throw this to you guys. John Harbaugh, obviously, that's who we want to be the head coach. That's who most people want to be the head coach. John Harbaugh has never succeeded outside of the front with the help of the front office of the Ravens, which is a great front office, by the way. Great drafting, great at picking free agents, great assembling a team. You could make the case that he succeeded because of that potentially. And he goes somewhere else and doesn't have that all of a sudden he doesn't see like that. And now I don't think that's what would happen, but I'm just saying there is never a fail-safe, can't fail candidate. It just doesn't exist. Unless you get a guy like Bill Parcells who goes to like 5 places and they'll win a lot more, like that kind of scenario. But there's not a Bill Parcells here. Parcells is a weird guy because he went to literally 5 different places and did well.
Yeah, that dude is a leader among leaders.
He won with New York. He won with New England. He won with New York again. He won with Dallas. It just even helped the Dolphins start turning things around for a little bit. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm just saying, anybody, there's a risk. That is life. That is risk. Dane says, guys, imagine if he comes and we steal Anthony Weaver away from the Dolphins. That's why I thought I saw that comment before. I don't think that'll happen. I think Weaver's going to go to the Ravens. I do. And I think if he doesn't, I don't think anything but a head coaching job gets him out of the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know because the Dolphins let Vic Fangio go to the Eagles a couple years ago. So who knows? And he says he was the defensive line coach for Harbaugh. Yeah, he was before he went to Miami. Ryan's Big Blue Podcast says, "What's up, Goopballs? What up, man?" And guys, if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share. Not just for us, but also for Ryan's as well. I know we got unpopular opinion also in here as well. I saw as well when he pops up with the same because, like I said, good content creators, good people, and like I said, you definitely want to make sure you get them involved. Ding says AP, damn straight. Anthony says AP should be nowhere near this team. Again, as a linebackers coach, I'm okay with it. That's it. And then Jay says, wait, who was interviewing here? We gave you the list already. We gave you the list.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not sure we talked about that one there. Let's see. Dane says Kafka should head to college team. I don't think he's ever worked in college, has he? Like, at least not for many, many years if he has.
I really don't think so. I think he's kind of like, once he got being done being like a backup quarterback, I think he went right to working with what's the Chiefs? It was somewhere prior to that. Into the Chiefs.
No. Okay, so no, it was just he did do 1 year as a graduate assistant in Northwestern, and then went right there to the Chiefs, and now us. I still think somebody will give him a job as an OC. I really do. I think he'll be an offensive coordinator for somebody, and if not, he'll go back to being a quarterback's coach at worst case. So I mean, again, he's got that on his resume. I worked with Patrick Mahomes. I was the offensive coordinator for the rookie season for Jackson Dart. Like, he's got these things on his resume. You can spin them and say, yeah, you also Andy Reid and Brian Davis was the one working with Jackson Dart, but he's got it on his resume. As Jay says, Kafka to Browns said, yeah, it would be fitting. He says maybe Joe Shane can finally make a good signing. We'll see. Maybe a John Harbaugh gets some say into it. I can see Harbaugh being like a Bill Parcells. Like, I want to help pick the groceries.
It's true.
There we go. And Dane again with the first time viewer. Appreciate it again, man, popping in. Jay says you guys need to put the show's date on screen because you never change clothes. I can't tell if it's a repeat for a bit. When's the last time I wore this Jack Daniels t-shirt?
I was going to say, I don't think I recall you seeing a Jack Daniels t-shirt on.
I don't think so either. I think this is the first time I've worn this. To be honest, it's usually a pajama shirt. I'll throw this out there. It's my day off today. I didn't even shower or anything. I'm like, let me just change my shirt so Jay doesn't complain that I'm wearing the same shirt. Luckily, there is no smell-o-vision here on the YouTube show. It's okay. And Rob, what are you
clean.
hit the button at the bottom. You can change the platform so you can just talk to AC instead of telling. You're spamming us. You're spamming us. Dane says AP as linebacker coach is a wonderful idea. Like I said, I'm with that one. Kenneth Perkins, what's up, man? Says, what up, guys? Appreciate you coming on, man. Jason's AP is a good. He's a good show. I like him. I think our new coach might be too high profile to want him, though. You never know. Never know. And then, of course, we got Wild Child, also the first time watching again. Appreciate you. Jay says, send the Rooney Rule fine to the Koch family. Yeah, they got the money. They got the money, that's for sure. And they went to like and subscribe. Yes, if you guys haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, tell a friend about the show, guys. Again, we will be here. We've been doing this for 3 years now, and we do every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do bonus shows like yesterday when something big happens. We go ahead and, of course, do game day coverage. We do draft coverage. We do, what was it, 160 some odd players last year we did draft profiles on, something like that.
Probably more.
So we don't slow down. We go year round. We don't care. Year round. Jay says he isn't going to be a linebacker coach, dude. Again, I think he would be. Anthony says, I don't watch a game next year if he's our head coach. Damn straight. Dane says he will, if we pay him, treat him good. Yeah, you probably have to pay him a little more than your average linebackers coach because he is a former head coach. It's probably not wrong, and I'm okay with that. But I'm not making him a DC or a head coach, that's for sure. Mac, the Giants fans, can you imagine if we got Harbaugh for head coach? We went over this one a minute ago. Let's see here. Wild Child says it has to be Harbaugh. We also need to get a lineman in the first round. The trenches win games. I will agree with you, but I want defensive line, Peter Woods. That's my guy right now. That might change. Peter Woods. Clemson. Get that Clemson line going. Him and Sexy Dexy. Don't do the dance. People get very upset when you do the Dexter Lawrence dance. Jay says,
you have to do the dance. You just can't look like a dying tuna fish.
I've actually never even seen the video of it. I literally never went back and watched it. I'm like, I'm good. This was not very good. Apparently, I'm not going to do that. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Jay says Harbaugh, Brandon brings his own people. It might. Dean, exactly. You're right. Great linebackers coach. Let's see here. Anthony says he isn't qualified to be any kind of coordinator or assistant in the NFL. He needs to go to a small college and work his way up. Well, he did. He also got kicked out of the NCAA, by the way. He can't even go to college probably anymore. Still, I don't know if he's still banned from college or not. But yeah, it's he's recruiting issues and all. Again, he was a position coach for the Raiders before he became their interim head coach and eventual head coach. That's where he needs to go back to. He needs to go back to school. Let's see here. Deb goes, pump the brakes. No way they make Pierce AC. Exactly. Like I said, I think 100% all they're doing is they're putting Antonio Pierce in the interview room as a courtesy to him. Get his name out there. Maybe somebody else goes, oh, yeah, I forgot about Antonio Pierce. Let me talk to him too. You know, at the very least, you pick his brain of the defense.
Yeah.
So Dane says, okay, well, we bring Ray Lewis in as linebacker coach. Wayne Green, the TV gig is just for leverage. The agent put it out there. Well, Ray Lewis, I don't think wants to be an assistant coach in the NFL. Plus, I don't know. Listen, I don't pretend to know Ray Lewis personally. He's not a friend of the show, as Jay likes to say. But listen, he says all the right things on TV. He does all the right things on TV.
He does.
I still wonder what happened in Atlanta.
Allegedly.
I know. I didn't say anything either way. I said I still wonder what happened in Atlanta.
Get a cup of tea.
Something happened. That's not alleged. I just don't know what his involvement actually was. You know, I will say this though. It's been 24, 45 years, and he's kept himself clean since that. So
allegedly, Jay.
Allegedly, he's kept himself clean. I don't know.
Yeah.
He says, Jay, I'm talking about AP. Jason Pierce says, as head coach, LOL, head coach of University of Arizona. And that's when I put he's a Phoenix. Jay says, I don't get caught up in all of our legends and their coaching. I don't know. Does Antonio Pierce even like count as a legend?
I don't know if he would count as a legend. That's
I feel like legends should
definitely
like, linebacker wise, like the LT, the Harry Carsons, the Carl Banks, those kind of guys.
all
Like,
very good.
Not even Jesse Armstead level for me.
All very good.
I don't know. Like we can give like a French accent, Les Jones. I don't know. Dane says he didn't say for AP for coach. He said linebacker coach. Jay says not to be a dick, but I think it's ridiculous people speculate this many all-star teams of coaches and coordinators. A big name will always bring in their own dudes. Not always. But it depends on, like, there may have been people, that were forced on them at X places. There may have also people they didn't think they worked very well with. There may also be like Harbaugh, for example. His OC is literally going to interview for the Browns head coaching job. So what if he gets that? Does he just bump up his, his quarterback coach or wide receiver coach, or does he now need a new one? So, you never know. I know, Dane, I don't think he should be on any NFL staff. See here. Andy said definitely will. Jay, again, I don't know. We'll see. Jay says Antonio Pierce is basically head coach at ACU, and he did everything there. Yes, including breaking the rules.
Yeah. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Let's see. And then we talked about that before, the ridiculous content creator thing. Let's see here. Isaac, what's up, man? Says we have to get Harbaugh. And he will get killer coordinators. Yeah, listen.
That was half the show.
Option 1, option 2, and option 3 are all Harbaugh right now. That's what it is. Deb says, who would you want?
Harbaugh,
Stefanski and McCarthy. Rob, I'm going to let you take that one first. Who would you want between Stefanski and Harbaugh?
The safer pick's McCarthy. I'll go McCarthy.
Listen, I'm with you there, and I think we're probably the minority, to be honest with you.
Stefanski, like, he scares me with the track record. That's like what you had with Brian Dable. You get a laundry list where he went, what he's done. Yes, 2-time coach of the year. Yes, he brought Baker to the playoffs. Yes. What have you done for me lately? And it's just been a failing. It's almost like he failed upwards, and now he's coming back down. At least McCarthy, you have a steady line of where he's going to take you and where the team's going to go. He's going to get you 10+ wins. He's going to take you to the playoffs. He's going to bring structure to the team. And do I want him here for the next 10 years? No, 3 to 5 years, 3 years, bring structure to the team, constantly getting wins, get 30 wins under his belt. It's his team. Maybe some more, 36 if he's, plays like he was for the Cowboys. And then you go and move on from him. And now you make that coaching job that much more palpable because, not are you come from a team that just won, 14, 15 games in the past 3 years? Your team just won 36 in the past 3 years. That's a place where head coaches want to go. That's when you have like a John Harbaugh look at this opportunity like, oh, where do I want to coach? The guy that just won 4 games last year or the guy that just won 12 and they just find out as a head coach? Which one's more likely to win? So, McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is just that I feel like Stefanski is a guy who had, let me be very clear, a lot of success in Cleveland. To go 2 times the postseason in 6 years is an achievement in Cleveland.
Real fast too. Dave, thanks for joining the show.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, man.
Please stay tuned. We're going to be going on all off season. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So please come back.
But I think that Stefanski had a lot of success there. But I look at it, he never developed a quarterback. And granted, you can talk all you want about what quarterbacks he's had. He's had a couple of guys there in the meantime, and who really succeeded except a half a season of Flacco and like a quarter of a season of Jameis Winston. Deshaun Watson is my biggest thing with Stefanski because We saw Deshaun Watson in Houston, and he was like a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. He goes to Stefanski, falls off the face of the earth.
And it's part of me is like I don't know if I blame Stefanski for that.
I don't know
like
either.
it's like he had the most incredible quarterback contract of history, like all guaranteed money. So was it Sean Watson saying, "Yeah, guess what? I don't care what happens the next 5 years. I'm good." Or was it, I want to play for this coach. Get a fire, I'll come and play for you.
And again, I'm not saying that it's Stefanski's fault. The problem I run into is it gives me a pause. Like, was it him? Was it Watson? Was it half and half? Like, I don't know. Even the Browns, all the dysfunction there, I don't know. I really just don't know, and that's the problem I run into. You know, and it gives me pause.
Was it Watson coming off ACL? Knee injury?
I know he was suspended.
I forget what happened.
I know it. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up to see it. I didn't think there was an injury involved too, unless I'm misremembering.
He definitely tore his ACL at one point.
No, he trade requested, and then all the lawsuits came out. Yeah, amazingly, they didn't come out until after he requested a trade, and then he didn't play any games at that point. So he just took a year off basically, and he went from a guy who had 4,800 yards his last year with the Texans. 4,800. Where in 3 years with Cleveland, he's only had 3,300.
Absolutely insane.
And that's not even including this year because he didn't play this year. Technically, you could make it in 4 years he's had that if you want to get legit about it, but he didn't play. I'm not trying to, change the whole system here. He's played in 19 games in 3 years. In those 19 games, he's had 3,365 yards.
But he's got paid.
His completion percentage went down from 67.8 in Cleveland to 61.2. 67.8 in Houston to 61.2. Again, I'm not saying it was him. I have questions. I don't like questions when I'm making a hire that I don't want to make again for many years.
Correct. And you know what? It would be a different thing if, did we just miss the playoffs? Like, have we been in it? Like, that's when I feel more comfortable taking a shot like this. Give me the guy that gives you stability. Give me the guy that is structured. Give me the guy that will bring the players and make them play. And then we can talk about moving forward from there.
Yeah. Let's see here. Jay says, I'll take Monken, no problem. He says, Stefanski and Schwartz by a mile. Let's just throw this out there, Jay. I'm going to give you a second chance to answer that question because she didn't say Schwartz. She said Stefanski or McCarthy. So let's say Schwartz gets hired by the Browns to be their head coach. He can't bring Schwartz. Do you still prefer Stefanski or Schwartz? I say Stefanski or McCarthy, sorry. See what you think. Anthony says, I would take Stefanski before McCarthy. Dane says, Goofballs, can we keep Carbon, the Brasillo, the offensive line coach? He has not ties to Harbaugh, but it's respected league-wide. I hope he's got one more year under his contract. He's already said he's here as long as the Giants want him here. So I think that'll be definitely a conversation that would be had. Because if anybody comes in here and wants to get rid of him with the job he's done with this offensive line, that would be a question mark for me.
That's why I feel money.
Yeah. Jay says, I almost thought this host was an imposter. Then I hear it is what it is. I only said it a couple of times today. Yeah.
It is what it is.
There's unpopular opinion sports. Told you, there he is. So again, guys, another one. If you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe on not just us, but also an unpopular opinion sports as well. Great content there. Appreciate you coming in here, man. See, Jay says, I bet the Giants try to shove everyone under contract down Harbaugh Stefanski's throat. I don't think they're going to be able to. Two things. Harbaugh's not going to take it. I can tell you that right off the bat. But I think Stefanski won't because he just came from that scenario. You know, he didn't want to have Shedeur there. He didn't want to have Deshaun Watson there. He didn't want to have some of the people they got there. So, yeah, I think we're not having to worry about that part of it. I think that'll be fixing itself. Isaac says if we don't get Harbaugh, we'll lose out on other qualified head coaches. I don't think so. I think, and again, let me be very clear. It's not the Giants. It's Jackson Dart that makes this an attractive place for coaches to go.
Malik Neighbors.
I don't think as much because, again, it's the quarterback. You have one or you don't. We have one.
We do, but you also have a legit number one. So you already are set up of you have a legit quarterback, you have a legit receiver. You can build it around that real easy.
I just think that one of the big names will come here because of that. This is not going to be like when we had Pat Shurmur because we had to deal with our 6th or 7th choice because nobody wanted to come here. Because that's what happened that year. Pat Shurmur was not option A, B, C, or D.
More like F.
It's option like Y.
Yeah.
Jay says it was a popular. Oh, he's talking about before because I asked who did the comment about the crazy coaching group there. He says it was a popular girl content creator on YouTube. Then Deb calls him out for his chauvinistic ways and says, "Was it a girl or a woman?" And then he says, "An attractive woman." Isaac says, "Adriana." He gives a face. I'm not sure what that face means. Deb says, if it's public content, I'm pretty sure you can mention the name with the quote. Isaac says, how about Josh McCown? We've talked about Josh McCown here on the show before. I think he'd be a hell of an OC. I think my only thing is that I thought originally we paired him with Brian Flores because of them both being on the Viking staff right now. Only rumor I've heard with Flores so far is him going to the Raiders and Brian Dable going there as an OC. So if Josh McCown's available, yeah, I'd talk about him as an OC, not a head coach. I don't think he's ready for a head coach yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So no matter what the Texans thought 5 years ago. Let's see. Jay says, I like McCown and Webb. Yep, as OCs, they'd be good jobs there. Isaac said, I want an OC that used to be a QB. I don't care if they used to be a QB. I want them to be able to develop a QB. That's all I care about.
Difference.
Yeah.
Webb has seemed like he's doing a good job, but I mean,
yeah,
Bo Nix is playing well, but is it Bo Nix or is it Webb? Like, there's a lot of other things you have to look at.
What I think
would be going to see look like Kafka.
If we hired Webb, hypothetically, we'd have Webb and Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jay says the Texans wanted to hire him the second he retired. Yes, he was. Jay says that's a good idea. How about my Kafka? Obviously kidding. Jay says 7 jobs available. Can Kafka get one while he's still under contract with us? I think so. The Giants would have to release him because if he's still under contract currently, which I believe is this scenario, or is he? I don't know. Actually, no. Take it back. This was his last year? I think.
Kafka, yes, his 4th year.
It was his last year, so I think he's available. He's a free agent there, so to speak. See, Tim says, can the Giants get John Harbaugh? Yes, they can. Will they? We'll find out. Jay says, Baltimore is nice. I saw that on that show, The Wire. I don't think that's usually the nice show, but Gene says, how about former Kansas City offensive coordinator Matt Nagy? Well, he's still the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs as of right now. Though I'm not sure if he's a free agent or not like that. But I mean, they would bring him back in a heartbeat if he wanted to come back. I believe I haven't heard anything contrary to that. But yeah, I'm good. I said I don't think he's the worst candidate out there. I really don't, but not who I want.
Yeah, pass.
Unpopular opinions. I got shot. I got shot at in Baltimore. Okay, I read that wrong at first. I thought I got shot in Baltimore. Just shot at.
What's the difference? Were they throwing tequila at you or bullets? There's a big difference.
Yeah. Shot.
Yeah.
Baltimore's no joke. That's legit. But I'm glad to see they had bad aim.
Stormtroopers?
Yeah. Jay says, I don't know, Drew. Coaches are mercenaries. They don't give an F about nice old billionaire owners. I'm not saying that they're going to take less money. What I'm saying is that the Mara family is someone that's respected by the NFL circles. That's all I'm saying. Anthony says some Baltimore is nice. Some of it requires bulletproof vests. Yeah, we were definitely in the bulletproof vest area that night.
Yeah. It's Baltimore definitely has its nice spots.
That was not one of the spots we were in.
And it's very easy to be in a nice spot and wander off into the not so nice spot.
Just stay by the harbor.
Yeah. I have a pocket car. We're in Boston though.
Well, no, they have the Baltimore Harbor there. That's the nice area. Jay says you need that bulletproof vest to protect Drew's super chat money. He says Nagy need good with Mahomes. Did good, I think he means. Yeah. Again, not a bad candidate. I don't think horrible, but I don't think he's the premier one. And I want the premier guy. That's what it boils down to. Jason, another tax write-off super chat for Wandale's burner account. Let's see here. Anthony says, Jay, that's supposed to stay between us. Let's see. DeMario Monteague says, go Giants. And he says, hold my 40 on me. Let's see. Ravens for Life 716 says, Harbaugh is washed up. Y'all have no clue what you're getting. He's too old for the game. Okay.
I mean, you guys start 1-6. They almost made the playoffs.
Yeah. Again,
but
I mean, I get it. If you're a Ravens fan, you've been sitting there watching it for 18 years and you think it's kind of done, like you've seen him run his course. Trust me, he will go somewhere else and succeed. I'm not saying he's going to be a Super Bowl contender right off the bat where he goes, but he will improve the team. That's all we want. We want improvement. And we gladly take the last 18 years the Ravens have had.
So at least.
Jay says, wow, imagine Drew dancing to Darren Waller's music. Oh, yes. No, it'd be very bad. And I'm talking about the music. Anthony says, Jay, we never saw him dance. We saw something, but not a dance by guy. Jason, they call it a dance, so is it a dance? Anthony says Dorothy's gonna disappear for months again if you keep talking about that dance. Let's see here. Jay says Ravens are paying almost $30 million for head coach, OCDC, special team coordinator. Yeah, okay, done. Giants got it. Anthony says football is like golf. It's pay to play. You aren't going to break 70 with a $300 set of clubs. You aren't going to win a Super Bowl with cheap coaching. See, we got some golf knowledge here.
Damn, AC, you break 70? Good for you.
He's not breaking that Facebook Marketplace used set of golf clubs been sitting in the garage for 5 years.
I'm lucky to break 100.
Jay says, I know some
golf break a 12-pack.
Whoop their cheap clubs and dress up in baby gap clothes like Drew, like that movie White Man Can't Jump. Oh, my God. Anthony says, Jordan Love is low-key booty and not good booty. Jay says, Jordan Love isn't anything special. Anthony says, I'm talking Asbury Park booty. If you know, you know. Now, you're talking current Asbury Park or old school Asbury Park? Just it's two different Asbury Parks here.
You might get more attached than you want.
And then Jay says that Delaware booty boy. Backs that. Oh my gosh. Jay says LaFleur and Rodgers weren't always great together. It did get better though. Yeah, like I said, at the end, I think they had a better relationship. Anthony says, nah. Jay, leave Delaware out of this. He says they're good food out there. Mark says, I don't want this coaching search to get dragged out and miss out on Harbaugh while other quality candidates are already taken. That's you're going to run that risk, man. Unfortunately, that's the option. He holds the cards. Let's see. Anthony says, if you're down in Wilmington or down to the beaches, yes, everything in between. Not really talking about good food there. Jay says, I think Browns, Falcons, Cardinals are not good at all. I think that's safe to say. He says, what kind of food do they specialize in? We always go into food subtopics here. Anthony says, speaking about food, Rob and Drew, next time you're all in the area, you have to go to Mezza Luna in Manalapan. Listen, my mom literally lives in Manalapan too. So I literally, when I go to the area, that's where I stay. I'm looking it up right now. Apparently, it's one of the villages. Hold on. Manalapan. We call it Manalapan always because it's just funny.
Manalapan.
Where is this place he's talking about? Let's see. Oh, okay. I know exactly where that is. So it's like, yeah, like it's actually not far at all, probably. Oh my gosh. I could literally walk to this Mezzaluna where my mom lives. I wouldn't because I'm lazy, but I could. Because if you know the area, Anthony, I give you this much. She lives in Cover Bridge, so it's like right there. And my sister actually lives right off Gordon's Corner too. So like, yeah. So same area. Let's see here. I'd say especially anything would be seafood there, but there's a solid bit of everything. Let's see. Let's go through all the spam that Rob did because he didn't hit the buttons. Everybody got his replies.
It happens. That's what it is.
Let's see. Jason's got to spam high performance. Got to spam high performance tire and vacuum question in the chat if you keep carrying on like that. Oh my gosh. And he says Dane Belton burner account talking about Dane. Who knows? You never know. He beat me to it, Jay. Mark says hire McCarthy. Listen, McCarthy is probably number 2 on my list. To me, I think right now it's based on who's available. It's Harbaugh, McCarthy, then Stefanski. I'm so torn on Stefanski though. It's like every pro there's a con.
He's down there.
Yeah.
He's not the worst of the available head coaches, but he's definitely not top 3 for me.
Listen, guys, we still have a ton of comments, and I appreciate all the comments. Don't get me wrong, but we're an hour and a half in. We got another episode tomorrow night. I got to go to work in the morning, so I think we're gonna call it a night there. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all for commenting, supporting, watching, sharing, subscribing to all the new people as well. Yeah. We've had a lot of people in here the last couple of days. This John Harbaugh thing has really gotten people going here. So, but like I said, we appreciate you guys for coming in. Again, we go all year long. So if you are somebody who likes Giants content, and I'm not going to name any names, but there's a lot of them kind of take the off season off a little bit here, cut down to maybe one or show a week or so. Again, we will be doing Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time all year long. We don't take weeks off.
Nope.
We haven't taken one off since we started this. On top of that,
we need to give a big shout out to AC for breaking 70 golf. Good for you, man.
I don't even know what that means. To be very frank with you, I used to just drink and hit the ball. I'm like Happy Gilmore on the greens.
You probably drink and miss the ball. That's not how you break 70.
I had before. But yeah, what was I saying now? Next week is going to be interesting. So Rob and I have to figure out what's going on next week, by the way. I haven't talked to Rob about this. He's probably right now. So I'm going to have to go ahead and, because next week I'm going to a podcast expo. They've asked me to come courtesy of Buzzsprout, who we'll give a little shout out to because they're our podcast hosts, I guess the term to use it, whatever. They send it out to different people for the audio stuff. So Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to be at a convention in Orlando. So either we're going to have to pre-record something, or y'all going to get a double dose of the Rob.
The Rob.
Hey. So that's something to look forward to. The Rob Show. I might even change the logo. It'll be fun.
One giant goofball.
One giant goofball. But listen, it's a Podfest in Orlando. It's literally the largest podcasting conference and expo, whatever you want to call it, in the entire world. It's thousands and thousands of people there. I've never been. Always heard it's been fun, but I've always talked about going because I always get offered free tickets every year. And you know, me guys, I'm cheap. If it's free, it's for me, and I'll take 3. So, except I took 2. Yeah. I think Deb says, I think you should have Jay on as a special guest co-host. Listen, Anthony still owed a co-host spot one day because he did the level of buy me a coffee for that. So, Anthony, you also could be the co-host for Rob. One
the
of those
next
days.
contestant on the Price is 2 Giant Goofballs.
So, we'll see. Like I said, we'll figure something out there. Depends on what's going on. Because I know me, I'll bring my stuff to the hotel anyway. If something major happens, I won't be able to help myself like a kid in a candy store. I'll be on with you guys. So
Joe's out there.
No, what I'm saying, like, it'd be my luck that I would go there and like Wednesday night, breaking news, John Harbaugh signs. Like that would be my luck. That's what happened when last time I didn't bring my stuff and I went somewhere. I went to a wedding. And I was like, I'm going to go in for 2 days. It's a Friday night. I'm going down there. That Friday, we signed Jameis Winston. I was so pissed. I didn't have my stuff.
He was going to podcast in the middle of the wedding and everything.
No, that was Saturday was the wedding. I was okay to do that. So that was we got little Jordan Humphreys that weekend too. Anyway, guys, we'll see you guys later. Again, appreciate everybody supporting the show. As always, we are live on YouTube, the preferred platform, along with, of course, Facebook, Twitter/X, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite,
my
LinkedIn profile. And of course, as Rob picks himself off the floor there, we're available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the big ones there. Appreciate you guys for watching, supporting as always. And as always, Giant fans, go G-Man! Go G-Man!
Come here, Joe.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.